Now, change of pace quite considerably here. This is a device which you will be having the opportunity to review for the first time because the press haven't done much on this, if anything at all. GM750 is LG UK's first Windows device. It's our first smartphone, if you like. We've had the opportunity to put out smartphones, if we call smartphones open operating systems. We've had the chance to do this in the past, but we've felt that it was the wrong time for LG. It was the wrong time because of the particular device, and maybe it was the wrong time because of it was 6.1 as an example. I do think it was a realistic approach before 7 comes to say if this is 6.5 and what it does, we'll need a lot of that because you can get onto marketplace and do things that 2 or 3 of these events ago, people were asking us about applications and what was our future in applications. And there's a fork in the road that says, do LG start to try and produce their own applications, or do we become much more agnostic and say we make great devices and we want to actually go with Android and with Windows and maybe Linux as well. The Limo Foundation is something that's offering stuff for other people. And I think we've chosen that right fork. And there will be a capability, and there is already an LG apps capability out in the Far East. Maybe we're better off being good at what we're good at and allowing the customer, the consumer, to choose what they want to do and giving them a variety of devices that work certainly on both Android and Microsoft. But we chose deliberately to use the S-Class user interface as a very thick crust over the top of Windows, quite deliberately.
Are you going for Windows Mobile because you think people are making a choice of Windows Mobile now, or because you think when it comes to 7 or in the future then people are going to start making
It's a combination of the two. There are going to be some people, especially the people who know a lot about this subject, may say I'm going to wait for 7 because they know all about it. There are some other people who've used iPacks in the past and who are quite familiar with the way in which it works and who like the idea of using Active Sync and who are quite happy to move from different modes of use, finger touch and stylus touch. There are going to be both of those. I think for LG it really is about honing our capability all the time and working very well with Microsoft. I'm using the device, I like it a lot. So let's go back to this. Again, I want to make sure you get enough drink and I have to pay a large bill. Different segment here, techno chic, people who are into the technology and there's no doubt about it, who can spend a little bit more money and they do understand the technology. Early adopters into early majority, I've already used that expression. And I think first to have the features. Well, it was interesting, I've just sat down with the guys who were teaching me lots. And the number of apps, there are lots of apps out there. I mean, and we'll talk about that later when we talk about Android. Next. We've done this to death, haven't we? Yeah. It's got a user interface which you can choose either as Windows or as the S-Class UI, and it's a customized UI that works extremely well on top of Windows Mobile. The 3D taskbar, we've got a slide that shows that, but it's about the ability to actually have a 3D experience, large through middle, horizon, then into background, and you can scroll through that. Explorer 6.0, it has got an optical mouse, so when you get into those bits that are small, you can use this as a mouse and you can click on it, and therefore it does work in that way. So it works like a little PC. Standalone applications, we've just downloaded some GPS navigation onto it very, very easily, and also I've been able to use Mike's credit card to download loads of Windows Marketplace apps. You asked us a couple of times ago, if we do know what the price is in retail form, could you just make it easy for you and put it up there? Because it's not, we cannot dictate what the price is in the market, but we can. £300.
And it's exclusive to Vodafone for how long?
It's exclusive to Vodafone. It is an exclusivity deal that was done across Europe.